Hi, my name is Shannon Vieira. That's Shannonvieira. The client's name is Jacob Shannon. That's Jacobshannon. And there are two differential diagnoses: oppositional defiant disorder, which is ruled out, and intermittent explosive disorder, which is ruled in. For the primary diagnostic features, there are two. The first one, an inability to resist aggressive impulses which result in serious acts of assault or destruction. So an inability to resist aggression, an inability to resist aggressive impulses which result in serious acts of assault or destruction. So it's serious acts of assault or destruction. And the second one, the level of aggression is grossly out of proportion to the instigating stressor. The level of aggression is grossly out of proportion to this instigating stressor. And now for Jacob's story. He's a 38-year-old married teacher, and he's recently been put on probation at work because he had an incident. Jacob said that he had worked long enough that he had seniority, and so that he shouldn't have to watch student teachers anymore, and his employer asked him to watch a student teacher. This made Jacob very upset because he believes that it was disrespectful to Jacob for her to ask, and that it shows that she didn't respect him and think that he deserved his seniority. So, when he got angry, he picked up a chair and threw it against the wall, and then the chair just broke into a bunch of pieces, and there's a big old hole in the wall. And he said afterwards that it was just a joke, like he just jokingly picked up the chair and it accidentally slipped out of his hands, and that his employer was just making a big deal, like she can't take a joke, pretty much blaming the situation on her. And so he got put on probation at work, and then he also, when he started talking about his wife, he started describing the most recent event with his wife, and she committed them to a social activity which Jacob didn't want to go to. So this enraged Jacob to the point where he was so mad that she didn't talk to him about it, she didn't ask him about it. So he ended up punching a hole in the wall in the bedroom. And when he's describing this to the psychologist, he says, like, immediately, I never hit her, like, she knows that I would never hurt her, she's just making a big deal, she's making a mountain out of a molehill. So again, not really taking accountability for his actions. When I was asked about his family life, his mom abandoned him and his dad when he was 10, and then his dad became an alcoholic, and his dad was very abusive, verbally abusive, but he was never physical with them. And so Jacob pretty much spent his childhood, like, his dad was pretty negligent, except for when he was drunk, he would yell at him and say a bunch of stuff and get into these rages. Pretty much kind of how, like, Jacob acts now. So basically, his wife is unhappy because this is affecting his work life too, and she's saying that she wants to get divorced if he can't solve the problems. So that's pretty much all for Jacob's story. And for the multi-axial diagnosis, axis 1 is intermittent explosive disorder. Axis 2 is none, axis 3 is none, axis 4 is marital and work stressors, and axis 5, he has GAF of 68. And now for the theoretical perspectives, there are three. The first one is biological perspective. Jacob may be genetically predispositioned to getting this disorder. There may be a deficit in serotonin levels and deficits in the prefrontal cortex, which leads to uncontrollable aggression. Second one is behavioral perspective. It's often found that people with this disorder grow up in unstable families, either that are either marked with physical or emotional abuse. The client may be experiencing the faulty learning experience of social learning theory. The client's role models demonstrate physical or emotional abuse when frustrated or angry, and as a result, Jacob emulates those behaviors. And for the last one, it's psychodynamic perspective, and this may explain it a little bit more than family. It explains the unconscious resolved conflicts and not dealing with his mother's abandonment. And that's pretty much all for Jacob Shannon's story and intermittent explosive disorder. Thank you.